So Jacob took off. As soon as the going got tough, the scared got going. He should have stuck with it, let his dad down, let me down. I lost my camera. But he's young. Some stuff did happen to his mom, but he's manipulating his people and himself, I think, in order to get what he wants. He can't really see it, but that's my opinion. I voiced that to him, and he, he's gone. But I love the kid. Got a bright future. He's just going to have to, he's going to track some situations to teach him a lesson. Speaking of attracting big rocks in our life. Woo! Why is that so exciting to me? Okay, we're making a little area right here, and he's got this goober Florida music on.
What up?
You like driving that?
Oh yeah.
Do you think it helps with calming, spiritual enlightenment and so forth?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you finding these giant rocks for me.
Yeah, no problem.
So what he's doing here is making essentially the foundation up against the front of the patio, we want to call it. So this will be the look from here, and you kind of see it right there. So we're going to have rocks like that, hopefully blocking out some of the neighbor's house and pushing view of the mountain. Plus, we'll run cement forms right up against these big rocks. We'll make a row across there. It's quite exciting. So anyway, that is it for now. And I think that means get the shovel. I can't believe that I do this. Sad. Absolutely sad.
This is what you do when you want to call early for today. You run the track off of something. Yeah, I did that.
By the way, Brian's got to now go to Bozeman. He took the day off. He's got medical issues with his hands, and now he's got to go to Bozeman to see another doctor. So, I'm going to have a talk with him. His health, he told me he's going to be okay here. We're going to get through the 4th step tomorrow and help him on his way, but he's hurting every day. He complains constantly. He's a victim all the time to begin with, and he thinks himself all the time, and he's wearing my out. And this is not a place where I'm going to be managing not an invalid, but it's too much for him. So anyway,
I agree.
I'm sick of dragging him and having to take the doctor's appointments and that kind of stuff, and I'm doing it to a certain point. But yesterday, I paid for him the whole day. I said, don't wash your truck and come back, the truck's all sparkly. So pulled him out of the gutter, out of freaking jail, giving him medicine, bringing him out here, cooking us and give him a place to sleep, and that's essentially stealing. He's still stealing. I told him not to go to that guy's junkyard, stay out of it. That's my relationship with them. And then he took time and went over there as well and dug through the stuff and came back with stuff. He said, I want this for my truck. So he can't even see that other people exist. He's so Then started stealing again. So he stole twice yesterday. Not only that, he called me up. Hey, I need more medicine. I need this. You know, he's he got a long way to go. I'm going to do a little bit that I can do here. So anyway, it might be time for him, for God to move him on. He just created too many problems. So if he straightens up, he straightens up with less complaining and stops talking about himself. And say, you know, that ain't gonna stop tomorrow. So who knows? I prayed for him last night. I prayed for him this morning. You know.
I pray for everybody this morning.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
So y'all know.
And the higher power is all encompassing. I understand that things could change like that, and I'm hoping so. Anyway, I'm hoping for him.
I've noticed when I admit I'm wrong fast, the damage doesn't spread as far. It's like catching rust before it eats through.
That's good right there. That's the next one. I may do it a little bit higher just to be safe.
I was trying to put my input in. You know, I saw a situation where, you know, based on my prior experience, I had a solution to, and I tried to present it. And, you know, Dean was all hot and heavy about his way and didn't even want to hear me out, and that just frustrates me. And you know, I fed into my frustration, and I should have just taken a step back and just let him do his own thing. And you know, if he needed help, he'd ask for it.
Whatever Brian's got going on, he pushes and pushes and pushes. Got the answer to everything. He pushes because he knows how to do it better than me. He's got the correct solution. And I don't care if I'm brushing my teeth, he's going to tell me how to do it differently right then. And I'm like over the whole thing. So I'm going to shove and match today, and I almost slugged him. I've never hit anybody here.
Yeah, because I kind of fed into my anger a little bit because, you know, I don't like being yelled at whatsoever by anybody. You know, when he raised his voice to me, you know, I fed off of it. And, you know, naturally I'm trying to step back from it and I'm trying to avoid controversy, but my nature is to react on it. And, yeah, I almost got violent earlier. A lot of times when emotions and anger and all that stuff is boiling through your blood, and especially just because of like built up that's been going on around here, yeah, it's hard to not explode at one point when you look at it.
He is working for me. I'm taking him through the step, bent over backwards. He's the most needy son of a that I've ever had here. And trying to guide him, he's not getting everything he wants, but had to have a bike, had to have this, had to have medicine, his hand's messed up. I need this, I need a truck every 5 minutes, so he has way too much powder on his whole life because he thinks he's deserving or entitled to all this bull. And anyway, I ain't gonna fix it. So I'm just trying to keep him here long enough so he can pick up a couple tools to possibly correct it. He apologized again for it and is thankful to be here and doesn't understand how it gets going. It's his childhood stuff and blah, blah, blah. You know what? Maybe it wasn't his fault. Maybe it was, but it's his responsibility now. And I said, how many thousands of people have just ignored you, kept away from you, even on the street, or got out of your life on purpose? You know? Where you are is a lonely place to be.
No, he shook my hand, said he loves me. Told me where I frustrated him. He allowed me to say my part, which is good because like I'm so frustrated about not being able to talk around here. Like it seems like every time I go to say something, everybody's like, "Oh, shit, you know, that's all I ask." Like, you know, this and that. It's like I can't say anything. It's frustrating, and I'm gonna explode, and I did today. So, you know, it's nice when someone actually shuts the up and listens and lets you speak, because, you know, not being able to speak is pretty.
I don't want somebody telling me, I know, or I got it every 35 seconds. And I'm trying to work through it. It's up to him. He may make it take his ass to the train station pretty soon. It'd be number 2 gone, and he knows that he's on the edge of it right now.
Turning things over to your higher power. And 7 is, releasing everything in your higher power. 6 is just acknowledging everything and become willing, to surrender and take a step back. And, rereading my answers helped me. Rereading the book was, when I read something, I only need to read it once. When I reread it again, I feel like I'm not smart enough to read it the first time. Read it again. Like, you didn't get it the first time. I have a really good memory. I can memorize pretty much every word in that book. So
6 and 7 is where your character defects are, the stuff that you do that manifests the issues in your life, some good, some bad. We're working on the bad. So we're trying to figure out. He's got to figure it out what character defects are and his patterns and why he does it. We put our finger right on it. He's been doing it since a kid, but he cannot take his own bait. So he triggers himself into feeling that way, as if his subconscious mind is like back in time. So he does it over and over and over. And then I tell him to be quiet about it, and then it gets worse, So he can't take his own bait. And I'm not going to live with that kind of discomfort and dysfunction here for the sake of him trying to work on it. Maybe it's too severe. Maybe he needs to go inpatient somewhere else. Or maybe he still gets what he wants out of it. So if he acts like a little peckerhead and I deserve this, he still gets his bicycle from mommy and all this other shit. So he's still getting his needs met, so he really doesn't want to let go of being a little prick that people hate. But who am I to say?
Well, this had been worked up to for quite a while. He's problematic, he's a mooch, he's manipulative, and he's not really working the program. And so I've warned him a bunch of times. So I even dug in a little harder doing the step work, and he was actually trying a little bit. And he complained every morning about getting up and how difficult things were, and everybody was tough on him. His body hurt, and I said, I don't care. You're going to do the next right thing, and you're going to get up and do it. So he said he was going to get up 7 o'clock the next morning, and I said, you promise? You promise? So 7 o'clock rolls around, and he cries like a baby when the alarm goes off. It doesn't want to move, and I'm knocking on the door. I can't get up. So I had enough, So I had a sawed-off shotgun there. I took a shotgun and cut off the bullets of it, so it was just a cement, so it was like a blank. And outside of his door, I pulled the trigger. It's like a firecracker going off, and he gets up like crying, like, "What happened? I got scared," like I'm shooting at him or something. He later told his mother that I shot a .44 round in the bunker, and it was ricocheting all over the place. Still, I say that because it kind of tells you who he is a little bit. Anyway, he came out crying and wanted to fight or whatever, and then he kind of lunged toward me. I wasn't really concerned about it, and then Reed grabbed him and cold-cocked him before they got into a fight, and then anyway, he packed his stuff quickly and packed a bunch of tools that probably weren't his into a truck that wasn't his and left within a couple hours, and within 3 hours, I start getting calls from people I know in the program saying, "Hey man, why is this guy hitting me up for money? Is he on drugs already? What's going on?" So for 5 or 6 days, he's hitting people up all the way back to Florida. Maybe it had a tag on it, but it had no insurance, I don't think. His mother or something was supposed to send a check for the truck when he got back, and he packed it up and cruised. And absolute zero character. And I don't know what he's doing now. Really haven't heard from him. I tried to get the truck back, and both of our names are on it, so I couldn't call it in stolen. We know where it is. So, a couple $1,000, but and he left owing money. We paid a bunch for his teeth and a bunch of other stuff. But again, it's as I said, it's a variety of people that we get here, and we are trying to help clean up as many souls as possible, like what was done for me. I have no ability to control the outcome. I just got to be the best I can, and I'm not really great sometimes. I can be pretty rough. So, but I'm resilient, and we keep moving. And we've been doing this for a lot of years, and have changed a lot of lives. And those lives have changed a lot of lives. So I am, even with Bryan, things can change. God can change anything, but I don't know, dude. Got his work cut out for him there.
Steps 4 through 7 closely link to step 10. Step 10 is the continuation. We're not going to be perfect because we've done steps 4, 5, 6, and 7. There's still going to be lingering things, lingering character defects. There's going to be behaviors and actions and consequences for the actions. So this happening with Bryan being confronted with parts of himself, Dean too being confronted with parts of himself, taking it as far as he can to help Bryan to see sometimes we still have to face the consequences of our behaviors, our actions, and our words. Step 10 helps us to mitigate some of those reactions, helps us to keep this personal reflection on a daily basis so that we don't go so far as to alienate the people that are trying to help us.
Montana society!